Our next guest made us all laugh is Nina on Just Shoot Me Now. She's doing it again as Frasier Crane's latest crush on NBC's Frasier. Please welcome Wendie Malick.
Well, I don't know if I like following Jack Black. I gotta say that right now.
He is wild.
You guys rocked, by the way. Very cool.
Yeah, that was the people applauding that weren't even in the band.
I know.
But
they were rooting for them.
That was the worst band I've ever heard in my life.
They really sucked.
That was pathetic,
yeah,
but it was nice of you to say they sounded good.
Great enthusiasm.
We had high hopes for it. It just didn't work out.
But I think it's like dancing. I think even if you're a complete spaz, as long as you give it a shot, it's worth
listen,
it.
it's fun. I think people should try to do just not around us again. But no.
Maybe in the privacy of their own homes.
No, but it was fun. Now, did I pronounce your name right? Malick? 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 Malick.
Malick, yes.
Malick.
Yes, I get Malik, Malik, Malek, all kinds of things. But it's actually an Egyptian name.
It is?
Yeah, I'm a quarter Egyptian. My father's father is from Egypt. And it means king in Arabic. And I am supposedly a very, very distant descendant of Nefertiti's.
Really?
Well, I don't know how you check that stuff, but this is what I hear.
Well, you should look that up and get some of the stuff.
Yeah, we have to do a really big, huge family tree.
Yeah, that's got to be.
But that was the rumor when I was a kid.
Really? Wait,
yeah, because you get embarrassed about being different, you know, when you're just adolescent. And I remember in 5th or 6th grade, we had something where you went up to the chalkboard and wrote down what your family background was. And everybody in my school was English, German, French, Italian. I think we had 2 Jews. And the idea of being Egyptian was just way too weird, especially when you're 5'9" and you're 12. And everything is happening vertically and nothing's going on horizontally. So I really wanted to so desperately belong and be like everyone else. So I kind of hid the Egyptian thing until I got older.
Where did you grow up?
In Buffalo.
And you were the only Egyptian there?
I was. Oddly enough, in my suburb.
Did you walk like one?
Yes. I can do that too.
That's good.
Yeah, no, now I think it's kind of great, and I like it.
And well, yeah, I think
it's such a good time to have Egyptian heritage
as
you travel through the world.
Yes, it is. Yeah, you're just walking. I'm Egyptian. Yeah. No, it just goes to show you that, you know, I mean, the things that you're scared of when you're a kid being different, I mean, you ended up being a model and you're beautiful and it all adds to who you are. You've got German, and what else do you have in you?
German, English, French, and Egyptian.
That's great.
And I mean, I credit my genes to my dad and the whole Egyptian thing. He's got beautiful skin. He still looks amazing. He's like 83 years old. He hates it when I say his name. He's like years old, but he looks really good for his age. Yeah, so, yeah, no, it's funny, but I think there are times when you want to flatten yourself out and hide, and then times when you're so grateful that something distinguishes you from the pack.
Yeah, you should be proud of that. That's great. So you live here now.
I do.
And you have horses? You live somewhere where you actually have horses?
I do.
And you said goodbye to one recently?
This has been a very intense week for me. I don't have children of my own, but we have horses and dogs and a cat. And we sent our youngest, Colt, my boy, went off to boarding school this week. He's 2.5. He's the most beautiful horse imaginable. And I helped birth him in the sense that, having never had kids, I asked if we could breed our mare, and we did. And it was shortly before we ended our season 2 years ago on Just Shoot Me, and it was raining, pouring rain here in California every night. And I was sleeping in the barn waiting for the blessed event. And I knew that once her water broke, I had to run down and make sure that the mare had this little sack of perfection, or I was in trouble and I had to call the vet. So we had watched this tape many times, knew that it was supposed to dive out in this position. If you didn't see those front feet first, you knew there was trouble. So the 4th night I was there, it stopped raining. I was sleeping on little bales of hay and had my cell phone and a little lantern, and I heard her water break, and it stopped raining, the moon came out, and there was this perfectly formed little foal. I mean, really astonishing. And I helped take the little sack off and blew in his nose and touched his ears and his feet. It was so I feel like he's mine and hers. The mare and I share this kid.
Sure.
So we just packed up his little overnight bag and sent him off to his trainer. So he's at boarding school.
I don't know how you did that. I just tried to send my puppy to boarding school. They were going to keep her for 5 weeks, and I dropped her off. And I left crying hysterically. I mean, and everyone was trying to comfort me, and I went back 2 hours later and picked her up. I couldn't do it. I couldn't leave her. So,
well, you know, you might have to home study.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah. So you sent the horse.
It was time. He's very mouthy.
What's he supposed to learn to do at school?
He's supposed to not, like, eat everything that he can get his mouth on.
Uh-huh.
and he's supposed to let me get on him without throwing me off.
Oh. Yeah,
the
my dog
idea.
won't let me get on her either.
I have trouble with my dogs in the same way.
Well,
yeah.
well, that must have been really, really hard to do.
Kind of intense, but I know it's for his own good.
Yeah.
And I think that's a sign of maturity as a mother.
And 5 weeks?
Yeah, 4 to 5 weeks, and
All
then I
right.
get him back.
Well, when she comes back,
He.
what's his name?
Cassidy.
Cassidy.
How original.
Well, when Cassidy, when Cassidy comes back, would you ride him here? All right, will you just bring a picture of him?
Yeah, I'll bring a picture
right.
of him.
Wendy, thanks for being here. Check out Wendy on Frasier Tuesdays at 9 o'clock on NBC. We'll be right back.